Hello, I am Kajavian Lockers, and this is my health coaching assignment number one for Health 4600. My client today that will be joining me is Tony.
Hello, I'm Tony.
All right. So, welcome in. And first things first, I would like to know a little bit more about you. So, I want to ask you, what are you hoping to get out of this appointment today?
I'm hoping to get out of this appointment tips and like ways to help me be more motivated when trying to go to the gym and also more motivated to eating healthier.
Thank you for sharing that. It's great that you're already thinking about building motivation. You know what I'm saying? That shows that, you care about making this change and that it's a really strong starting point to start your change. Um, I want to ask, what's worked for you in the past when you felt more motivated to go to the gym or eat healthier?
Um, Probably like I would just say, hold on, that's a good question. Probably something like me having my rest. Because if I know I have my rest, then I'm like, okay, I have energy to go to the gym. So I don't usually go to the gym. Why are you laughing at me?
I didn't. I coughed.
Oh, anyways, or if I'm like, cause I don't really like going to the gym like in the evening times. I rather go in the morning. So if I know I don't have like class in the morning, then that usually motivates me to go to the gym.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, and then for eating healthy, I don't know. I kind of will see like a recipe on TikTok or something, and then I'm like, oh, that looks good and it's healthy. So then I'll make it, but then I eat it for like a day or maybe like a few days, and then after that, I don't want it anymore.
Okay. Okay. Um, that's really helpful. I appreciate you for thinking that through. It sounds like rest or getting sleep plays a big role in your motivation. When you feel well rested and you have a structured day, like going to class or going to work or and any other type of extracurricular activity that you are doing, you're more likely to hit the gym just because you're already out and about. Um, so that shows a lot of like awareness within yourself, self-awareness, you know what I'm saying? You help show up for yourself. In terms of finding the recipes for or finding things to eat to substitute for the fast food, um, finding healthy meal ideas on TikTok shows that you're obviously open to finding and exploring new ways of eating, especially when something looks good or something that you're used to eating, maybe back home or or just simply easy to make, but also has that nutritional value that's better than eating, fast food or something like that. Um, Even if it only lasts a week, it still shows that you're trying and you're trying to spark motivation for it to become more consistent throughout your life. So out of curiosity, when would you say for yourself you will fall off from a recipe or gym habit? And like what usually gets in the way of that?
Um, for recipes, I would say usually like if I make it, then probably like that next day or 2 days after I make it, I usually don't be wanting it anymore. I usually be craving something else, which is usually like a fast food place or something.
Yeah.
So I would say that probably would um, that's what kind of throws me off. And then for like exercising wise, I would say like it always happens whenever like I would go to the gym like that Monday because I usually don't have class on Mondays, so I usually have like that morning off, and then I go to work around like 1 or 2 p.m. So I usually would go to the gym that morning on the Mondays. But then that Tuesday, I have class early in the morning at 8 a.m. So then I don't be wanting to go to the gym because I have class from 8 a.m. to like 3. So yeah, I just be tired.
So it sounds like based off what you're telling me, it honestly makes a lot of sense. It sounds like your cravings shift quickly, especially after a couple of days of eating the same thing, which can lead you back to fast food because you want something different, or And regarding the topic of going to the gym, you've already found a rhythm that works for Mondays, but Tuesdays are just packed. Um, and by the end of that long day, your energy is drained, and that's perfectly fine. It's normal. Um, what I'm hearing is that you do have motivation. The motivation is there. It's in like you know yourself. Like I said earlier, your self awareness is there. It's just that it gets disrupted by real life stuff like long days, changing cravings, and exhaustion. Um, it's not that you don't want to do these things. It's just that it's hard to keep the momentum going when your schedule is energy don't line up. So like you could be tired, but that's your free day. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like you could be very energetic, hyper, and then that's the day you have work, or that's the day you have class, or that's the day, you have meetings to go to. Um, my follow-up question would be, what do you think could help make it easier to keep eating healthy and staying active on the days you feel harder, like Tuesdays or after you've gotten tired of a recipe? So like what could change on those days you're busy to help you like, okay, let me go get like this 20 minutes in at the gym or like this 10 minute at the gym.
I guess I would say like, cause I kind of thought about that too before. I think I would say maybe like on like two like days that I have class, I would say. Probably like make sure that I'm going to sleep like the night before earlier so
Yeah.
that I do have that energy. So that after my last class, I can just go to the gym right
Hmm.
after since I'm already on campus rather than like going home and then feeling like not wanting to drive or anything like that. So then I was like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym because I don't want to drive. So if I'm already on campus, then it's like, well, might as well kind of go to the gym because I'm already here, you know? Um, so I would say that part for like exercising wise. For like eating wise, I don't really know because I'm always just gonna really have cravings. So I guess like make a list of things I can make for if I do have like, or if I do make something and I'm like, I don't want that for like today, then I have like other things I can make or like easy to make things I can make that are healthy instead of like getting fast food on those days.
Okay. And just before I, deep dive, may I ask on Tuesdays, when does your last class end?
3:20.
3:20? Okay. Okay, so that sounds like a really good plan. You've already thought about how to set yourself up for success just by eating, or you've already figured out a way to set yourself up for success by getting better rest the night before, so going to bed earlier. It sounds like if you're already on campus and were rested, going to the gym right after class could feel a lot easier, or is a lot easier for you. Um, and that just shows you thinking ahead and trying to work with your energy instead of against it. So usually in a scenario like that, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, well, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna, go. I'm just gonna go with the flow, and I'm just gonna go to sleep." You know what I'm saying? But in your case, based off everything you're telling me, I feel like you have that motivate. You have enough motivation to know that your body is tired, but you're still wanting to say, I gotta go to the gym at least. I gotta go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Or at least try to go to the gym. And so that's very good. For fast food, the flexibility that you're giving yourself is amazing. Like having a list of easy, healthy options ready just in case. Um, one recipe doesn't hit, or because like you said, cravings, you don't have that craving for it anymore. You're not forcing yourself to be perfect. You're just creating a backup plan, and that's actually one of the biggest ways to build long-term consistency is creating plans and planning ahead. Um, what would it take to actually sit down and make that backup list of meals or snacks? And would that feel helpful or more overwhelming right now?
I mean, I already kind of have a list of like meals that I can make that are like well balanced and also like pretty easy to make. Same with like snacks. I don't really snack a lot to be honest. So I don't really have a lot of snacks that I would want to eat. But yeah. But for the list, I do already have a list.
So once again, I would ask, what would it take for you to actually sit down and make that backup list of meals or snacks? And would that feel helpful? Would it feel more overwhelming? Would it be like too much?
It wouldn't feel overwhelming because I do enjoy planning things ahead, and I already have a list of like meals that are pretty quick and easy that I would enjoy, or at least like yeah, that I would enjoy. Um, as for snacks, I don't really snack a lot throughout the day, so I don't really have any snacks that I like need to have. I guess you can say, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so I can tell that planning ahead is actually one of your strengths when dealing with the behaviors and stuff. And it sounds like you're already taking the time to build a list of meals you enjoy and are easy to make. So that just goes back into, you know, you planning ahead. It shows a lot of self-awareness, which is what we talked about in preparation, which makes sticking to your goals way more realistic and easier um, in the long run. And I hear you on snacks. Not really needing them is good to know too. Um, it helps to focus your energy on things that do matter to you personally, like meals that match your cravings and but feel balanced. So yes, snacks are okay to have, but you don't want that being, the main thing you're focused on or like the main cravings that you have. You want your cravings to be on more meals and stuff like that. So that's good that you have that. And so, based on everything we talked about, what feels like the next step you want to take this week, either with working out or healthy eating?
Um, Probably with working out, because with healthy eating, I went grocery shopping today, and today I'm I'm grocery shopping. So while I was at grocery shopping, I got me some more chicken, got me some bacon, I got me some fruit, I got me some like frozen items too, so I can make breakfast in the morning. And also got me things to make dinner tonight. So I'm gonna have chicken teriyaki tonight, and hopefully this week. And if not, then I have a backup plan to make something else, like maybe like a wrap or something, um, with the chicken I'm gonna have. But yeah, and then so probably like fitness, I would say is probably the thing I'm really like struggling with because, like I said, I'm like tomorrow's Monday, so I'm most likely gonna feel more motivated to go to the gym tomorrow. But then when it gets to like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, then that's when like I start to not feel as motivated.
Okay, okay. I really respect the way you approached this today. You've been honest and you've explored what works for you, and you've already got a foundation you're building on. I'm excited to see the next steps for you and how they go. Um, would you like to check in next week or talk about what worked, what didn't work, and adjust anything, or would you rather reflect on it on your own first?
Um, yeah, we can check back in.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in today, and I will see you next week.
Okay.
Okay, so in terms of exploring ideas to help you work time, here's a list of ideas that I have came up with, and I want you to let me know if they would be okay for you to. Um, so my first one would be working out right after your last class. Especially on Tuesdays to avoid the temptation to go home and skip it. You know what I'm saying? Um, maybe packing a gym bag the night before would help you not fall into the temptation again. Um, like you said, going to bed earlier. So, would you be okay with going to bed maybe 30 minutes, to an hour before, you know, you usually go to sleep?
Mm, yeah, it depends because some days I have like on Wednesdays I have dance and we have dance till like 7:30 to 9:30. So I get
Hmm.
home probably around like 9:40, 9:45 ish, and then I gotta take a shower and then most likely eat if I didn't already. And yeah, so then it's usually around like 10:30 ish whenever I get done with everything and lay down. So yeah, but like other than that, I usually
Okay.
go to bed probably around like maybe like 10:30 ish, usually.
Okay. Um, I will also say, have you tried looking at YouTube workouts? So even if you do end up going home after your class because maybe the class was just really stressful that day, maybe there's a video that you can play on YouTube and you can work out at home. And although yeah, you're at home, you still are getting that exercise in, or you're still, you know, keeping up with the motivation to start working out more.
Yeah, I've seen a few videos. I've also gotten, my mom got me a stepper thing from like the TikTok shop where it's kind of like a not treadmill, kind of like a Stairmaster, but not exactly. But I did that one time and that was pretty good. So, yeah.
All right.